Good day, everybody. I'm Shmee, and I've been AWOL. Let's honestly just say June was not a good month, but I have to scream back into gear because tomorrow the new cycle for Last Epoch drops, and there's something absolutely massive that I haven't seen anybody talking about. Previously, you did not regenerate mana while channeling any channeled skill, and now you will. Prior to this change, you simply could not play a build that had a lot of mana that used a high mana cost channeling skill. The only build that I can really think of is actually kind of lucky for me, Healing Hands. And that's because Healing Hands was actually bugged and allowed mana regeneration as it's supposed to now. So the bug is being fixed, but it's not changing. It's supposed to work now the way that it used to work. And the only other channeling skill I know of that was really used much at all was Warpath, and that's because it was a melee skill that the mana cost could simply be reduced to the point that it was irrelevant. Now, this change doesn't mean that every single channeling skill is going to be good, because if mana wasn't a problem before, it's really not going to be a problem now. So sorry, Smelter's Wrath, you're still not going to be very good. However, all of the following skills will be viable. Also, these other skills, which have some specialization to turn itself into a high mana cost channeling skill. The way that I see it, none of these skills or specializations were usable before. They will all be viable now. Last Epoch's Harbingers of Ruin patch, which goes live tomorrow, is effectively adding all of these to the game as new skills. What's lucky for me is that my Ion Cannon Paladin build, the Healing Hands build that I was referencing earlier, just barely got a light tap from the nerf bat, whereas almost every other powerful build I know of got a pretty solid whack. So here's my plan and my recommendation for how to start Last Epoch's Cycle 1.1 Harbingers of Ruin. If you want something that's defensive, solid, tried, and tested, go with really any variant of the Healing Hands Sentinel. I, for pretty obvious reasons, would recommend my Ion Cannon Paladin build, so I'll be dropping the link to that down in the description. My personal plan is to get weird. Every class has at least one channeling ability, but mages get a bunch of them. And what's more is that I think the biggest jumps in power level are going to come from Mana Hog style channeling builds that burn through a big mana pool as quickly as they can. So if that's the case, then picking a Sorcerer might just be a pretty ingenious little idea. So my plan is to make a face-melting Sorcerer as a cycle starter for Harbingers of Ruin, but I will admit I'm actually a little stuck exactly how to take it, so I'm going to have to make it up a little as I go. What you're seeing on screen is going to be my general plan, and it's to go with Disintegrate, Volcanic Orb, and Fire Aura among the other things that you're seeing, but it's going to be a glass cannon, and I'm not sure if this is the best option. So another option that I might go with is to drop Disintegrate and the Fire Aura to flip over to Fireball with the Flamethrower specialization. But that's going to be ridiculous in mana, so I'll have to test that as well. And I'm sure at some point I'm going to flip over to the channeled Elemental Nova, test that out. So pretty much my cycle starter is to play Sorcerer, and my build is yes, as long as it somehow involves channeling, and probably also fire and ignite. Now, I'm going to go ahead and get to work on my, oh yeah, here's why I took a month off, and what I was up to video. Hint, stable diffusion. So I gotta run, and I'll catch you all tomorrow for the cycle start of Last Epoch Harbingers of Ruin. Thank you all for watching, and until next time, take care, everybody.